Hello everyone, it's Sue here. Hope you're all good and keeping busy with your crafting and everything. I'm going to do week 21 of Roxy's Weekly Creations 2023. So that's hashtag Roxy's Weekly. I can't talk today for some reason. I've just had a sneezing fit, so excuse me. So it's hashtag Roxy's Weekly Challenge 2023 and it's week 21. Now week 21 she did in 3 parts, so mine's going to probably be at least that. And it's all about using cutting up book covers. Or you know, if you haven't got a book cover, then any cardboard you can use, like Amazon packaging or any packaging really. Other packaging is available. I mustn't keep saying Amazon all the time. So the only 2 old books I've got, and I thought I might as well use this cover because I did buy these books for crafting. This is beautiful. Look at the patina on this, and I love these book plates here and in the back. Okay, but it is falling to bits, although I do love this spine, but I'm not sure whether we could save it because I thought this would just make a nice one on its own. I don't really want to cut this one up, so that's one. They're very small, so it doesn't matter what size you've got. She had a huge kind of ledger cover that she cut into 2, made 2 covers out of it. So this is only 4¼ inches wide and 6½ long, so in centimeters mine is 10½ centimeters wide and just under 17 centimeters long, and it's the same size more or less. This one's a little bit wider as this. Now this isn't such a robust cover, but I thought, well, we could do something with this one, and actually I could cut this one up and make 2 out of it. So I'll only do 1/2 on camera because she did 2, so I'm going to try and do 2, but we'll see how we get on. And so this again I bought just to craft with and take the insides out. So what we'll do is we will take this off. Now this, interestingly, is, I mean, this is an old book. I don't know what age this is. Oh, 1896 it was first published in, but look, I don't know if you can see that, but it's actually got these material tabs that have been used to, and I'm just going to snip that one, used to make the cover. Now that's interesting because we're doing the same with our journals. It's a very flimsy cover in the middle. This is all about English language, and someone's actually written in here a list of noun suffixes, I can't say it, in Latin, and they've written down the Latin and then what it means in English. That's interesting, isn't it? But you can see where these material tabs were put to make this book. It just shows you that this is very old, and I am a real bookworm, and I'm love books, and I'm old-fashioned. I still read books rather than, I have got a Kindle and I have got Audible, so I do listen to books when I'm crafting off camera. But that's how it's been put together. So it's been stitched all along there in intervals, and then to secure it, it's got those 3 material tabs. That's very interesting, but that makes some nice crafty paper. So that's one. You have to be careful with old books as well, that they haven't got any nasty bugs or anything in them. This one looks okay. It's got a few kind of marks, but I love those. So that's one. So we've disentangled that one. Now this one, I don't know the date of this. I think it was, doesn't actually say on it. Interestingly, it does say in here this page here, it actually has written on here, tear this page out here, and I thought, well, you know, you won't need to force me to do that because that's what we like to do. But this is called The Last Days of Pompeii, and obviously it's before it became covered in volcanic ash. So again, you know, this is a different binding on this one. So I'm going to just get my knife, if I can find it, in my pot. Would you believe that a knife could disappear in a pencil pot? I hope you can see that. I have to try and stay in camera. Oh, it's very hard sometimes. Right, so this is the book, Last Days of Pompeii, and we are going to attempt to take this cover away from the innards. So I'm just gently cutting into that like so, and there we have our original spine, and this one's covered in brown paper. Very interesting how all the different types of binding that you come across. So I'm only gently teasing that down. And we're going to keep this book cover intact. So it's got some sort of, well, it looks like gauze to me, but you can see the fibres there. Okay, so that's that one. Just clean that up a little bit. Actually, it'd be safer to use my scissors on that. I'm just going to trim that brown paper down. It's kind of, it's like our masking tape really. So let's try and get that as clean an edge as I can without cutting into the actual book cover. Oh, it's not easy. Right, I think that's okay. Right, it's got the label of the seller, somebody called Timothy White. The Reliable Cash Chemists in Watford, which is a town in Hertfordshire not far from where I live. So I want to try and strengthen that spine and keep it if I can. We may extend it, so, or I may just have to cut it out and use it maybe inside the book. I don't know. So I'm going to keep mine like that. Yes, I'm gonna keep mine, this one I'm not cutting. So yeah, look at that spine, that's all covered there in some sort of brown paper, and then underneath you've got this webbing, like a bit like gauze. Very interesting, isn't it? And the papers are not cut, that paper is not cut properly. You can see it's quite rough, so this definitely was quite an old book. I think I bought that in a charity shop for the armed services, because I do like to support them. So I'm going to put that one to one side for a minute. Okay, let's pop the knife over there. Now this one, I think I might like to make two, and they'll be kind of this size. So let's cut this one because we don't want the spine. So I'm just going to get my guillotine out and just pop that in and cut that off. Sorry about the noise, I don't think the guillotine. So that's actually just material, that's nice, isn't it? We might keep that. Okay, lots of dry glue and everything comes off. Right, so okay, so I've put the guillotine away and I actually need it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these now in half this way. So okay, let's measure them. Measure them, Susan, you know that you need to. So this one, 6.5, so that's 5 so that's 3.25 really, about there. So it doesn't matter how equal they are. Gosh, this is all kind of material which my guillotine's not really keen on, and it's now fraying. Right, well, we'll see how we get on with this. Right, so we've got 2 sets of covers there. Okay, let's pop that away now. So we've got our 2 sets of covers, which I'm going to turn over so you can actually see them. So we've got, that's one set, the front, and that's the back. So we could do one of each like that. So now we've got, if we put a spine in there, we'll have a little kind of notebook that is that size. I think that's quite nice. Right, so I'm going to deal with these first. I'll turn them over so you can actually see them against the green. I'm going to deal with those first. Think about, if I keep this exactly as it is with this spine, which I think is going to be impossible, I think we'll need to put a new spine in that one. But I want to keep the shape. I don't want to cut this one down. So, shall I cut the spine off? I think I'm going to have to use my scissors. I'm going to use my material scissors because I think this is sort of material. So let me just cut that, and then let's just cut the spine off. Bye bye spine. So sorry to do this to you. I suppose what worries me the most about using old books and that is hopefully that whoever sold them knows that they're not like real antiquaries and they're not kind of first editions or neat or worth keeping for like historical reasons. Because if you buy them for car boots or something, that person selling might not actually know themselves. They might not be a crafter, they might not know anything about books, and they might just want to get rid of them. Say, you know, Granny might have died or something and they're clearing their house. And that would be my biggest concern. Why, I don't know, because it's not really any of my business. So I'm going to keep that spine there. Hoarding. See, I hoarded these books. And the only place you can really get very old books in the UK that apart from antique shops and stuff, and the absolute fortune, I'm not spending that sort of money just to cut things up. It's ridiculous. Is Oxfam, and Oxfam have a specialised kind of bookshop. Just neatening that up, I just spotted that, and they do sell them quite expensively. So we've got that one, we're keeping that. What we're going to do is put a wider spine in, and we're going to do the same with these. So in order to do that, I need some cardboard really. So the best cardboard I have is a horrible colour, I think. It's this grey board, which I think I got a pack of this off of Amazon. So let's see, what size spine do we want? If we want enough for say 2, if we wanted enough for say 3 signatures, I'd go 1.5. And that would make it 1.5. If that was 1.5, it'd be there. So I'm just trying to imagine what that would look like. That would be a chunk, wouldn't it? I think I'm going to go for 2 signatures, and I'm going to allow sort of 1/2 inch for both. I think that's perfectly wide enough. It's wider than this one was originally. I think that's perfectly wide enough for a little book like this. So got to get the chopper out. Let's chop this down. Make sure it's even Stevens. I might go just over. Actually, I might go to that line just to start with, because this, oh, very tough. This side here, I don't think is straight. So let me, where's my mark? My mark is there at the bottom now. So let's straighten that up roughly there, I think. Just making sure that's straight. Oh. Okay, that's the width. Okay, I'll pop that there on the side for a minute because we'll need it again. That's the width, and we don't want it to come completely to the top or to the bottom really. I don't want to see this grey, so I'm going to cut it there, and let's see if we can do that with our scissors. Is that straight? Of course it isn't. Why didn't you use the guillotine, you twit? Oh dear. So we'll straighten it out. Right, it's only a little shred. Alright, so that's what we're doing. So this is going to be our new spine. Oh, got such little space. Now, I have ordered some kind of masking tape stuff, but it hasn't come yet. So, from Hobbycraft, it's been over, well, a couple of weeks, I think. And so what I'm going to do is, and I don't really like using this much, but I'm going to use this just wide tape, and it's actually wide enough for me if I cut this off. So this wide tape here I'm using, which I know is glossy, but let's move those. Okay, so yeah, so I cut the tape, now it's stuck to my hand, and I need to get that into position. So I think I'm going to try this. Oh gosh, it keeps moving. Let me stick that to my desktop. Okay, so I want to put a weight on there. Let's use Arthur's paperweight he made when he was little boy. Oh no, that isn't going to work, is it? Okay. Ooh, I hate using this tape, and I think it knows I hate using it. Okay, so I'm going to try it that way round. Here's the tape, and I'm just going to position it like so, and then what we can do is we can turn it over and pop our other side onto it like so. We're going to cover it, don't worry, don't panic, we are going to cover it. So we want a bit of tape on the back now. So hope you can see what I'm doing. Yes, I think you can. I've once again adjusted my camera. I'm not happy with it. I keep adjusting it One day I will find it in the right position that I actually like. One day, she says. Because I've got a new phone. Oh, that's why I hate tape. I bought a phone specifically just for videoing. It doesn't have a SIM card, but it's perfect for uploading to YouTube. And just I keep it on the same settings. It's much better than using my own phone. So that goes down like so. Turn it over and we'll just pop those up there, and then we're going to cover that spine with something nice. And there we have our new spine, and it's much thicker, look. So that was the original spine, which, as you can see, it's about a quarter more or a third more than that one. So that's how easy you can actually extend books and things. All right. Okay, so that's that one. We'll do the other two first before we start thinking about covering them with things. So okay, so this one is like this. I think that's the way it went round. Did it go round that way? No, that's the wrong bit. I can see because I can match up those two bits of tape. So that's the right one for there. So again, I don't want the spine too wide, really. If we do small little let me think. If we do small, what am I trying to say? Small signatures. Okay, so if we say for this one, we do them I don't want to do it. I'm going to just do it at an inch, I think, and we'll see what we can fit in it. So while we're there, we will take that just below, just above, just below the top, just below, below the above. Oh, I can't speak today. I don't know what's the matter with me. Just ignore me. Just ignore me. Indulge me. So what's that silly old twit wittering on about? Goodness sake. Okay, so that doesn't look very wide now to me. I think that's straight. I think that's wide enough though. Okay, so if we do, let's do one a bit wider then. Let's just use that piece and do one a bit wider. So we do one like this. So again, we just need to get it in position. It's better if it's on the line, really. That's what these mats are good for. Okay, so put that to one side so that you can see once more. I think I'm sort of happy with that. Ish. So I want to keep that on the line and move that. Okay, so we do that side first. So this is just off Amazon, this tape. It's called the big tape. You can get masking tape that decorators use. Ours isn't very interesting really, I don't think. But I've ordered some brown tape from Hobbycraft. We'll just wait and see when it decides to come. So I'm just gonna that. Okay, and then I'm going to put down on there. And I'm actually going to cut these bits off because I don't like them. I don't like you. Sorry. Sorry to say that. Now that's gone up very, well, it's gone very low at the top there. Now, I think that's going to be all right. Is it? I don't know. Do I like that or not? It's the same length, isn't it? Do I like it or do I want to? Oh gosh, I don't know if I can. Oh, decisions. I may have to just trim the top of this down a bit. I'll do it by hand. Oh, yeah, this is not a good idea, is it? This is so old, this book, it's all collapsing. The top of that seemed to be a bit different. Okay, so now I just want to, so I'm going to lay it flat and just, ooh, cut as straight as I can. I don't think my guillotine really likes this. Well, they're kind of junky looking things anyway. Okay, so that's that one. Wouldn't it be nice to have one up that way? Put your signatures in like that. Very little, isn't it? Tiny little thing. Turned out to be teeny tinies. Okay, so now we've got this one, which I don't think, that is not as straight as that. Gosh, I will try and do it on this, but I won't hold out much hope. Just keep it together and oh gosh, I don't want to blunt this really, but I've had it a long time, years. That's done me very well. Okay, that's better. Okay, so this is a spine, which now might be a bit too big. It is. I'm just going to cut a slither off, like so. I hope that's okay. Right, let's see. We've done one. I'll do another one like this. This time we don't want it too high or too low. Okay, I think that's okay. Don't breathe, otherwise it may blow away. Got some of this tape. Probably can't see me doing that, but I'm sure you can hear it. I'm sure you don't need to see it. And I'm going to try and put it down. I'm just going to stand up because I think that's where I went wrong before. I couldn't see. It looks okay sitting down, but standing up you get a better view. So I think I'm happy with that. Moved. Okay, don't worry. We'll just turn that over and pop that. Oh, pop that there, I think. gorgeous fault. Oh no, don't do that. It's very delicate, this is. I don't know, this was a good idea to use this one, actually, this book. I think, you know, you can easily make a shabby looking article out of packaging, you know, cardboard. But it's just, you know, Rachel from Roxy's Creations, hers looked absolutely stupendous, as they always do, and she seems to make it look so effortless. Unlike myself, I think I get all kind of anxious when I'm doing a video, you know, anxious that people can see me, that they like what I'm doing, you know. And my husband says, well, you know, you're doing it for relaxation. Well, I don't know how relaxing it is when you actually do a video. I guess I'm better if I do things off camera. Things turn out, in my opinion, better. But it's just my opinion, really. Yeah, I've lost 3 subscribers in the last 2-3 weeks, which is a bit saddening. Trying to get to 1,000, but it seems like a never-ending journey to me. So that's both of those with their extended spine. Oh, I didn't put any tape on the back of that one. Well spotted. So that's because I'm talking too much. I did have a nickname when I was a little girl called Talking Tommy. I don't know why the Tommy came into it when my name's Susan. Oh, that's all scrumpled up. Let's try it again. Yeah, Talking Tommy. Does anyone think I was a chatterbox? I mean, actually, I'm quite quiet till I get to know people. I'm a quiet person, really. No, I do, when I'm telling someone something, I do go into a lot of detail. Probably more than I think people probably nod off. A little bit, you know. Yeah, so I'm standing up, so still standing. They say that a good way to kind of exercise your body, because obviously I have a job sitting down, although I'm up and down, in and out all day long when I'm working. So there we have our 3 new spines there. Okay, so that was fairly straightforward, and you can use any card or anything you've got to make them. Right, so let's think about how we're going to cover those now. Okay, so, you know, use your bone fold or whatever you've got. I'm just using my fingers to crease those down a bit. So I'm just laying the top flap down flat and the bottom one like that, and giving them a squeeze. So that's better. This one's okay because it's a bit firmer. Right, so we need some material to cover the inside. So what I've got is I have some materials here. I've got this one, which is very pretty. That's quite nice actually for that one, isn't it? So we could just use, I quite like it peeking out of the top. So we're going to go with it. I'm going to use this. This is a nice strip of fabric, I think. Oh, I don't even know if you can see. I'm moving those. Right. So I've got this little strip of fabric here, which I think is a bit wide, but we'll cut it down. And I quite like it sort of peeking out. So I am just going to lay it flat and cut that like so. And then let's see how wide I wanted to cover that nasty tape. So I think if we snip it about there. Okay, and if we just get this mat out, because I'm going to use my fabric cutter, which is deadly, and I've actually cut my fingers several times on this. So just unscrew it and pull that down, screw that up, and you've got a deadly blade there. So I'm going to take my ruler and I've got a little snip now here at the top, so I know where I want it. I mean, this heavy ruler is great that my husband donated. Now keep your fingers out of the way. If you're like me, I did have a nasty cut, and you have to excuse my nasty nails. I've got horrible nails. See, that's a nice piece to use later. Okay, so bring back the book. Now I think that's up that way. Oh, I do like that. Do like it. So this is going to be the first episode part of this hashtag number 21. That's not the hashtag, is it? It's hashtag Roxy's Weekly Challenge 2023, and it's week 21, and it's going to be part 1. So now we want to glue that down on here like so. Okay, so let me think, what's the best glue to use? Probably my Fabri-Tac, I suppose. So to make sure it's kind of even, and cover the spine. Hopefully this will stick to this plastic tape, and just move that over like that, and that down there like so, and then go under this side and flatten that down. It does stick better. Okay, and I've had it upside down because it's coming to the end. So that's one side like so. Okay, I do like that in there. I know you're not really going to see it much, but I do like it. So we need to do something on the back. Now we either need to do same sort of thing. I've got that tape. Or let me think. Have I got any plain? No, I've got this scrap here. Yes, I know what you're saying. Why didn't you put the nice material on the inside, outside? Just the way I roll, because I'm going to put something else on the top of this after the signatures are. So I don't want to cover up that anyway. So again, I'm just going to find where I want this. So I want it about there. So I'm just going to snip that like so. And just, yeah, that's fine. Okay. And that's fine. Right. So let's cut that. Turn it. Oh, sorry, I just hit the camera with my ruler. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm laughing, because it's not funny, is it? It's one of those days now. Susan, do not get your finger in the way of this nasty tool. Nasty, nasty. All right. try not to hit you again. I think you've gone a bit crooked, but I'm not sure. Just moving you a little bit, sorry. Okay, so that is going to go on there, like so. And fluff everywhere. And then we just want to, I don't know, cut that somewhere like that. So I just measured the bottom, and this does fray. Oh, quite a bit. Right, so it's very curly whirly, isn't it? We just do that and see if I can straighten that out a bit. No, it didn't make any difference. Okay, so again, I'm just going to kind of lay it like that. So where's my glue? Just going over the middle with it. It's not coming out that it looks like I'm putting on loads. I don't with it. This will probably seep through this, you see, because it's that's what it does. So just have to straighten that up a bit. Okay, I don't think that's dead straight looking at the book. Okay, so we need a little bit more glue now. You can just pop some underneath here. Like so. I can always go under it with my other glue, but I don't want to use that. I don't think that would properly stick it down on its own. So, okay. So now, so that needs a little bit more under there. I don't know if this book's soaking it up. And a bit more here. Okay, well we are covering that, so I'm not too bothered at the moment. And then I just want to gently flatten that side. So I've got more one side than the other, but that's fine. That's absolutely fine, because when I put anything on the spine, I often do it that way anyway, to maximise what's on the front usually. Okay, I'm going to stop picking about with it. So that's number one done. We can sort out those afterwards. So that has gone a bit baggy-aggy, hasn't it? Okay, let's just quickly lift that while we can. And right, I think that's going to be okay. I think so. Right, that's that one. Now let's look at this one here. So, for this one, it's a nice sort of green. I've got some of this pretty. Do I want that? I've got some of this. Is that going to? It's not wide enough. So it's going to have to be, I think, this. Okay, so I'm going to have to trim this down. Take this hem off to start with. I am a bit scared of this tool, you know. Because that really hurt. It was the tip of this finger. And it hurt for ages. And it's hard to go around with a plaster on when you're busy, you know, typing and all that sort of thing. I'm not keen on plasters, but they do their job. Okay, so let's move that round, get rid of that. Now, that's the way up it is. So this is my spine. So I won't do too wide here. So about there, I guess, will be fine. And bottom wise, about there. Okay, so see if I can cut this without using that tool, because I can see this has got lines in it. I may have to use the tool for the length, because we know I can't cut straight for toffee. So I must have it that side round with the guard. That's okay, I can cut that bit. Or this, when you haven't got a lot of space on your desk, I feel like everything's on top of me at the moment. You know, like to the left, to the right, to the front, out of view of the camera. It's a whole host of stuff that you don't want to know about. Okay, so that's that piece. Now, is that too wide? Yeah, I think it is actually. So I will attempt to cut it down myself. Okay, so that's there. Right, get the glue back. Ooh, it's kind of double-sided almost. It's quite nice. It was a cushion cover. So I'm going to pop that down that side first. Then I'm going to fold that, do that, and then fold that, and do that, and I hope that won't bag. It doesn't seem to do that in the middle. It only seems to, you know, inside. It just seems to do it on the outside. So that's that one. Just straighten that up a bit, like so. So I'm going to just get my bone folder and do that with it. Okay, right, that's that side. So I just do the outside. Again, I'm going to use a bit of this. I think I've got in, just about got enough. So I'm going to cut this one a little bit over because it frays. So something like, oh gosh, something like that. Bet that's not straight. Yeah, this is funny kind of material, isn't it? Okay, so something like that. I think I'll trim that off at the end. Oh, that's not really straight, that bottom bit. We'll have to trim that, and we want, see that much. I don't know if I can tear it. Oh gosh, Oh my god, look how it's fraying now. Ugh. Don't like it too much frayed like that when it's on the inside. Okay, right. Yeah, that wasn't a very good idea to do that. Not with this. Some materials is fine if it's pure sort of like cotton. I don't know that this is. I don't really know what this is. More like a bandage, isn't it? Maybe that's where it came from. I don't know. Could be one of those sling bandages. Okay, let's just get it down. That's what it reminds me of anyway, so I wonder if it is. Okay, so I'm gonna put that there and there like so, and again that. To get that stuck down because I don't want it fraying too much, just end up with nothing. Okay, just a tiny bit there. Right. Okay, so let's give this a press down and that. And then that. Okay, so that's that one done. Okay, so just got one more to do and then we're finished. So let's use something different to this. So let's see what we've got in our box, which is down on the floor, and it's going to stay there for a minute. So this is quite nice. This is quite nice. Now this will tear nicely. Okay, so it's there and okay, that's fine. I've got some nice upholstery stuff somewhere. I think it's on top of my wardrobe in here. So I do have a wardrobe in here where we keep our clothes we want to keep, clothes that we don't really wear that often, you know. So every so often we have a cull like you do. And then after I've done that, I think, oh, where's that top? Or where's that skirt? Or where's that dress? Oh yeah, I gave it away, didn't I, to the charity shop. Oh. It's still all about hoarding, really, isn't it? I think we'll put the same on the outside, shall we? This one. Yeah, let's do that. Got a bit of hay fever, so sorry if I'm a bit sniffly. Well, I think it's hay fever, but it's been really bad this year. I don't normally suffer from hay fever this badly, but been not good. So yeah, or sinusy, you know, that sort of feeling. I don't know if anyone else is suffering when they don't normally suffer. But I mean, you know, you can get hay fever all year round, which my optician told me. And that was in the autumn when I was seen by the optician, and that's when he told me. Apparently you could tell by looking at my eyes. And he asked me if I suffered from hay fever, and I said no, not really. Not that I could be worried about it, you know, or it be a nuisance. So I said, anyway, it's not summer, and he said, oh, it doesn't have to be. So just want to line that up better there, because when you've got stripes, you know, they do show up any imperfections, although it's going to be covered up. So that's number 2. Yeah, I'm not happy with the way that's creased, like so. Okay, right, so I think that's probably a long enough video now for this. I may have to go over that with some more glue, but let's just straighten that edge up a bit. So there we have our 3 altered spines. Yeah, it's a good job I'm going to go over this, because I can see top of the book now, the little book. So there we have that one cut in half to make 2 little journals, and one could be this way round, which I might do, and one could be that way round, and this one we've just put in a wider spine than it had originally got, because the original spine was that one, which I'm keeping because I might rub some gold over that, because it's embossed, look, with some pretty flowers and things, and then we might use it inside for something like a belly band, waist knot, want knot. So that's the end of that for today. So the next episode we will think about decorating the fronts, finding our signature papers, and then we will work from there. Okay, so I've squashed that one down. So I hope you enjoyed that. I found it interesting, and I will see you all. Yeah, I don't know if you could see those or not. Anyway, I will see you all again soon. Speak to you again soon. I don't see you, I speak to you, don't I? Okay, take care. Bye-bye.